I send with a greeting of love on cloth I have worn at the fight. These lines I have written to prove my thoughts will be with you tonight.
Next.
Oh, g'day. How you doing? Haven't seen you for a while.
Redneck had probably always been in my head.
It's well known, undeniable in fact, that most of the crime, probably about 98% of the crime in New Zealand at the present point in time is committed by criminals.
And it was the sort of character that I'd mucked about with all through school and stuff.
So we tap the phones like this with a special tapper that we're provided with by the Brigadier.
Go back in time with John Clark and his Dag C Scrolls. Next Sunday.
Oh, what do you do Christmas night? The relatives are still making merry. There's Uncle Joe trying to walk on water. The ex has called in, just a little spiky, and the next door neighbour's popped across to spit some venom. The kids are converting the leftover ribs into hang gliders. Oh, just a normal Christmas night. Dragons Alive, 8:30 Tuesday night.
From a little parish church in Austria, it became the universal carol. Silent Night, peace, love, and the true spirit of Christmas. Sung by choirs and crooners, folk groups and superstars. Silent Night, 22 glorious tracks. Available now from ABC shops, ABC centres, retailers and online.
Mary Karihi Mete. Mina Mehi Mote Tahu. Yay!
Good evening. The Prime Minister says Australian troops will be staying in Afghanistan. Mr Rudd is tonight flying back home after paying an unannounced Christmas visit to thank Australian forces in Afghanistan.
We, Australia, are here for the long haul. The challenges are great. They are very great indeed.
The Prime Minister met with President Karzai, pledging an extra $110 million to help rebuild the strife-torn nation. President Karzai embraced the spirit of the season, sending Christmas greetings to the people of Australia. Farmers have welcomed the past 2 days of rain, but say further heavy falls are needed to break the drought that's devastated much of eastern Australia. Greener pastures are good news for farmers looking to restock cattle and sheep, but the Weather Bureau says it's still too early to celebrate.
The drought has been so prolonged and so intense that I'm definitely not in a position to call it a drought-breaking rains.
The 3-month forecast is for above average rainfall along the east coast, but dry conditions will persist in central Australia. The family of the former West Australian Premier, Sir Charles Court, have accepted the offer of a state funeral. Sir Charles was Premier from 1974 to 1982 and was the architect of the state's first resources boom.
And I think one of his great legacies will be the deal that he negotiated with the Fraser government for the North West Shelf project, where this state has a very fair sharing of the royalties that flow from that project.
Critics claim he preferred confrontation to conciliation, fighting battles over Aboriginal land rights and the East Coast media. He was 96. In world news, there are high hopes of a return to democracy in Thailand after the first election since last year's military coup. Exit polls show the People Power Party, a vehicle for ousted Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra, has won the most seats. Analysts say the election could end in confusion with the military opposed to Mr Thaksin. Belgian authorities have released all 14 suspected Islamic militants arrested in a security crackdown because of a lack of evidence. They'd been held over what police said was a plot to free a jailed Al-Qaeda sympathiser. And former British Prime Minister Tony Blair has converted to Catholicism after receiving communion in a private ceremony. Mr Blair has joined his wife Cherie, who follows the faith. But some Catholics have questioned whether Mr Blair's liberal views on gay rights are acceptable to the church. The weather, a shower or two for Canberra, Melbourne, Hobart and Adelaide, a late thunderstorm for Darwin, mostly fine elsewhere. That's the latest from the ABC television newsroom. Good night.
They say Nero fiddled while Rome was burning. But the Great Fire remains an unsolved crime. The stunning conclusion of The Guardians of Rome. 8:35 Thursday night.
At a time of fellowship, reflection and love, Compass visits 3 Australian families to see how people from different backgrounds celebrate this time of year.
The thing about Christmas is that most non-religious people celebrate it. We celebrate and they celebrate, so it's quite nice.
Jesus is my prophet as well. He is one of the most highly recognized prophets in the Quran.
They have a strong identity about who they are, and they know that the large percentage of the Australian community celebrate Christmas.
For me, personally, I suppose it's a time of reflection as well. You know, think about how you've spent the year.
A festive Compass that may surprise you.
I think seeing my family.
3 Faces of Christmas, 7:30 Christmas night on ABC.
From the magnificent St Paul's Cathedral in Melbourne. Share the joy of Christmas with carols from St Paul's, 7:30 tomorrow.
Merry Christmas from everyone at Collectors. Hope you get what you want.
Merry Christmas.
Happy Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Jennifer Byrne at First Tuesday Book Club headquarters, wishing you all a very merry, brackets, book-filled Christmas.
From the cook
and the chef,
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Wishing you a very Merry Christmas and peace on somewhere.
Have a safe Christmas and a very Happy New Year.
From all of us at Gardening Australia, we'd like to wish you a marvellous Christmas and a safe New Year. And as far as I'm concerned, I've got the blooming lot.
To love is to risk.
Everyone is watching us.
To love a man who cannot marry you
That boy will ruin himself and the monarchy in 12 months.
is the greatest risk of all.
Sooner or later, she'll have to go.
When all of this is over, you will still be king and I will be bidden.
The romance that scandalised a nation.
I shall never receive that woman. Never.
Wallace and Edward, 8:35 next Sunday.
Tomorrow, don't miss the tradition, the grace, the majesty of the Edinburgh Military Tattoo. A spectacle the whole family will enjoy. From the stunning grounds of Edinburgh Castle, it's a military extravaganza beyond compare. The proud tradition of the Edinburgh Military Tattoo. 8:30 tomorrow.
Just what is the Aussie accent?
It's a wonderful calling card to say g'day, mate.
Hey. Broadly speaking, it's The Sounds of Oz, and it's out now on DVD.
Where did this accent come from?
John Clark takes you on a humorous journey that looks at how and why we speak like we do.
That's why they've turned out a little bit like that.
Ask the master to pass a banana.
The Sounds of Oz on DVD from ABC shops, centres, retailers and online.